Okay, a fairly famous series that you should know about, and I really do mean it's a famous divergence series. I do recommend you go to Khan Academy and watch the video there, all right? Now, certainly in class we did present this, and I refer to him as a French Catholic bishop, and he did something interesting. I'm just going to paraphrase, go to the whiteboard and paraphrase what he did, all right? So I'm not going to do the full extent of it, but let's write this down. So, let me make sure I got my pen out. Yeah, I do. So let's write this over here. The sum, n equals 1 to infinity. And what do you have here? 1 over n equals, this would be 1 over 1 plus 1 over 2 plus 1 over 3 plus 1 over 4 plus 1 over 5 plus 1 over 6 plus 1 over 7 plus 1 over 8. And I think you get the idea over here, all right? So what I want to do is I want to write down something equal to it, and I'm going to write this over here. And what you could write down is, 1 plus 1/2, all right? So I realize that these things are definitely equal over here. And then when I'm looking at the next two terms, I can write a little differently. And as I do that, there's a point to that. I can write it as 1/4 plus 1/4. Well, that's certainly equal, right? But what do I know about 1/4 compared to 1/3? 1/4, let me write this over here, compared to 1/3, right? What's happening over here? I'd get something like this over here, that 1/4 is less than 1/3. So what do I know about this now? If I were to write that down, I know I'm getting something over here. Oops, sorry about that. The comparison now is that the 1/4 is going to be less than the 1/3. So I'm going to put this over here. Now right now I'm saying that whatever this sum is over here, this sum is greater than what's above it, all right? So I'm going to continue that, and as I do that, I'm going to point out what I mean by that. This identical, and these two terms over here and these two terms over here, they're not identical. What am I saying? The one before it, 1/3 plus 1/4, is greater than 1/4 plus 1/4, right? And I keep moving along like this. So I look at this one over here, and I do the same exact thing, by the way. And what would I get over there? Well, let me write this down for you. You get, well, let me say 1/8, 1/8, 1/8, 1/8. And again, what do I know? That is smaller than what's above it, all right? So I keep doing this over and over again, and I start to realize by doing that, I get a pretty simple pattern over here, and without me writing down all the terms, by the way, the next group of terms I'd be looking at, let's see, it will be 1/9, and I'll put this in parentheses, by the way, plus 1/10, plus yada, 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 and I'm going to go up to 1/16. How many terms would be here? Let's see, 16 minus 9, that's 7 plus 1 is 8 terms, right? So I'm going to just simply say over here, it's 8 terms, and I'm going to make them all 1/16. All right? I think you get a general pattern over here. What's the next one going to be? Well, if I looked at it, I'd go to, let's see, let me make this down for you. This is going to be 1, this is equal to what's above it, plus 1/2, plus 2/4, plus 4/8, plus 8/16. I think I get a general pattern over here. Next one's going to be 32. That's 16, plus, what's the next one going to be? Well, let's see, 64, and then you get 32. And you get a really kind of a nice general pattern to it. Now, what's nice about these terms over here, and I'll just write this down for you, it's going to be 1 plus 1/2, plus 1/2, plus 1/2, plus 1/2, plus 1/2, plus 1/2, yada, yada, yada. And where's this going? Well, if you add those all together, it's going towards infinity. So by the way, this is an infinite sum over here. If this is infinite, this one's actually larger than that. So this is also infinite, divergent. Again, I do recommend, let me just point out what I mean by that. I do recommend watching the videos on YouTube. And I emphasize Khan Academy. For one thing, it's not a bad place to go, and they definitely have money to do this, but there's other great videos about this divergent harmonic series, and it's one you need to know about because we use it over and over and over again. Thank you.